Let's talk about these steps that most of the time skip in our practicing when we're preparing the piece for performing on stage. Most of the time, we're saying we're ready when we're actually not. And then after performance, we usually left with a feeling of frustration, second guessing on our abilities to play and perform, and should we even do that at all? Basically coming from a fear of not knowing what led to this failure, and so not knowing how to fix it in the future. The whole process of preparing the piece consists of 3 steps. The first step we're all very familiar with is the one where we just get to know the piece. Obviously, we all have our own methods, but it all comes to the point that we just trying to understand what's written on the score, all the nuances of dynamics, harmony, voicing, structuring, phrasing, form, kind of adjusting our arms and fingers to what's written in the score. So in this stage, we're still not playing the entire piece in the fast tempo. So this stage we're gonna call analyzing stage. What usually missing in our practice is the next 2 stages, learning stage and performance practice stage. At learning stage, we gradually learn, we gradually adjusting our mind and body to playing the entire piece, feeling comfortable with no anxiety, without any rushing feelings, with no mistakes. So let's take a look how this stage might look like. You might start with 8 bars at a time. So you're focusing on 8 bars, on each of 8 bars in the entire piece. And you bring each of those bars to original tempo by playing in 5 different tempos 10, 15, 20 times. Not 3 times, not 5, not skipping timing just because we're feeling uncomfortable and thinking that maybe miraculously we can feel more comfortable if we just play faster. No, it has to be done this way. Slow timing, 10 times. Animated tempo, another 10 times. Exciting tempo, another 10 times. And energetic fast tempo, another 10, 15 times. It takes lots of patience, takes lots of diligence, but that's the only way to finish this important stage within days. So maintaining the same approach, now we're going to apply it to a bigger block in the piece, to each of 16 bars. So every 16 bars, we're going to again practice in 5 tempos, repeating in each tempo 10 times. The same approach goes to 32 bars, 64, and so on, till you advance it and stretch it to the length of the entire piece. So gradually, you're preparing your mind and your hands to easily play the whole piece 10 times in a faster tempo. What happened next? You will start noticing very annoying little mistakes when you play through the piece. And this is where we can begin our weeding stage. So the weeding stage you can compare to a beautiful garden, and then you can see those annoying weeds are growing here and there, and usually in a very unexpected places. So the way to deal with it is first acknowledge that it's a part of the whole process, and then for the next maybe 5 days, play through the piece 5-10 times, and between them, notice, between repetitions, notice those weeds, know exactly what was wrong, which finger should be there, which note, which octave, which interval. Maybe sometimes you had a memory slip, or maybe you didn't know the exact exits of similar parts. So all of this will come up. And give it time and patience. Eventually, when you reach to the point that you can play 10 times in a row the entire piece in a fast tempo without any mistakes, then you can acknowledge that yes, you have completed stage 2, learning stage. Which leads us to the last stage, practice performance stage. This is the aim of this stage, is to gradually prepare mind and body for feeling comfortable to perform in front of the big audience. And you can treat this as a game, as a video game. So remember all those levels and challenges. Here you create your challenges yourself. So challenge number 1, play in front of the observer. That could be your camera. Play in different outfits, with different lighting, different times of the day, different shoes. Play with cold hands. Play, I don't know. I was told in Russia, wake you up in the middle of the night and play in the middle of the night. I've never done that. It's a little bit too much. I love sleeping, but you can try that as well. Next, invite a friend who always cheers you up, who always gives you support and warmth and love when you play. Feel comfortable performing in front of a friend. Then go outside, play on pianos on the street or in the malls. And don't be afraid of the crowd. This crowd doesn't even know your name. So usually we get some negative vibes from people who are too close to us. It might trigger some trauma in them. In this case, you're nobody for them. And they're on the street. They're not expecting anyone to play piano. So if anyone gonna stop, it's just gonna be out of true curiosity and because they really want to listen to you. So you will have a very pleasant experience doing that. So this way you will gradually prepare yourself for performing on stage, performing in front of 50, 100 or 1,000 people. I mean, thousands you don't even really feel. I mean, you kind of like, to be honest, stop feeling audience maybe at about 50 people. Like above 50, we just feel this general vibe in the hall when we play. So it's not even scary. Like the most scary, I think, play for 20 people. For judges and the competition, that's the scariest thing you can ever do. And of course, potentially there is another stage number 4, which we addressed a little bit in one of our previous episodes called performance anxiety. And this is a stage where you actually learn to feel absolutely comfortable. It usually requires to play that piece in front of the audience maybe 10 times, where you're really able to let go of your fear, surrender your ego, and just use this whole process of playing as a deep spiritual ritual for healing yourself, for healing others, not taking any responsibility for your performance, and just being there as a medium for the energy to come through. So that's basically stage 4, and this is why we've done stage 1, stage 2, and stage 3 to experience that. So next time you're going to experience frustration, look back, don't blame yourself. Write down all those 3 steps and ask yourself which one was missing. Probably the second, probably the third. And when I'm saying missing, I'm meaning not completed. So even if you think you kind of done 30% of the second stage and you played in front of the camera in the third stage, it's not completed. You just, you tried, you put your feet in the water there, but you didn't really swim. So you have to complete those stages. All right. I'll leave you there and see you in my next episode.